So, hey guys, it's Kasumi here. Sorry if you hear my fan in the background. It is boiling in the UK tonight. But yeah, we're doing an Apex tier list of legends for this season and how good they are and what your Apex main says about you. So let's get it started right now. This shouldn't be that long. Depends how long it takes me to get through it. Um, so Bangalore. Bangalore is one of them legends, right? The she's good, but she isn't one of the S tier legends right now. I think she's pretty balanced as of season 29. But um, if you use her, you're either just a complete movement player god on anything on M&K or on roller. You use her double time as just an offensive advantage only, and you don't, and you just get really annoyed at your team when you die. But yeah, I'm just gonna put her in good. But if you don't use her, like you're insane if you main her. But if you main her because other people main her, you're so bad at the game and you don't know who to main. Rev. I said this yesterday. To my rank team. Rev's one of them. Rev's one of them legends that's been so underrated for a few seasons now, and he's still really good. He's still powerful in some situations. The people who know how to play him are insane at the game. But it's like Bang. The people who don't know how to play him are just maining him because they see good players play him. So at the moment, he's not as good as Bang, but he is in the good section. I'm going to put him here. Fuse. Fuse has had a fall off as of this season. Can't remember if he got nerfed or anything. But if you play Fuse this season, you are either a really annoying person to be around, or just a really cool person. But like if you main him this season, you're just mid. Like honestly, he's not good at all. Maggie. You see, Maggie mains are one of them that they either use double Mastiff or R9 Mastiff. There's no in between. You're a shotgun and SMG crutch. That's all you do. But Maggie this season is such a goated legend. She has to go into God tier. Ballistic. Ballistic mains are Devo crutches. They either find three Devos and pick them up, or they find a Devo off the drop and just put it in their sling straight away. Um, and if you're maining Ballistic, I feel for you, like he's been nerfed so many times. Um, but you're dedicated, and I'm not calling you on what I put him in, but as of right now, if you main Ballistic, you're an average player. Let's be fair. He's not viable. After his nerf, he's just not viable at all. He needs a buff. Path. Path's a decent legend to pick, but only because his zip is good for rotations. His grapple gives you the upper hand in fights, but he's just not good enough to get into the section where Bang and Rev is. You're also, if you main path, you're just either a hardcore Apex sweat diamond to fucking pred, or you're terrible at the game. But you're really cool in either situation. So I'm literally going to put him in your cool section just because he's not good enough to get in here, but he's not that bad to get into your mid section. Close the ad. Wraith players. Now I'm a Wraith mate myself, and I know how useless she is. She needs a buff. Um, without that said, she's not getting in good or god tier. She'll be in the same tier as Path with the same explanation. If you use Wraith to the best of her abilities, she's really good. But if you use her just to not help your team, then you're just terrible. Like, unless you're movement gods like Asu, Lyric, Fade, Dizzy, and stuff like that, then yeah, like, the only way you're going to use your abilities is when your team dies. You only play pubs, you're pub stomper. But, like, Wraith mains are cool, but she needs a massive buff because she's not good. Like, I feel like she's better than Path in the sense that her portal is so much more viable than Path's Zip because you can place that thing in a building to literally lock down a building to get you in better places, and that's why she's still used in Master and Pred lobbies, Diamond lobbies, because she's so much more viable than Path. She's used more than Path and a couple more legends, but yeah. Octane. Octane is not an S tier, like a S tier legend anymore. He's still good. So I'm going to throw him in good set. There's nothing to say. He's had a small nerf since he had a buff, but that's it. And that's just to do with his bonus stim not lasting longer as long. If you're a if you're an Octane main, you're either an M and K movement demon, or you're a controller player who just stims after a solo that leads to either you one clipping them or dying. So I feel like he's worse than Bang and Rev, so I'm going to put him at the bottom of good. Horizon. Horizon I feel like is in the same category as Wraith and Path. She's not as viable anymore. There's better legends than her at the moment. Um, I feel like she's worse than Wraith, better than Path still. So I'm going to throw her in the middle of your cool. If you are a Horizon main, you're either a complete and utter god at the game who's been playing her since season 7 and literally not touched grass at all, or you use a Zen because you like picking up the L Star, the Havoc, the R9, and that's it. And you always go up your grav lift and think that it's still season 7 and try to beam someone when you're going up it. Ash. If you main Ash in season 29, you you have my respect. She's gone from being such a bad legend in season 11 to getting a buff and being the most overpowered legend to being again balanced. Ash mains are usually toxic though. Some are cool, some are toxic. But you have my respect, but I'm putting you at the top of your mid um, because she's not in this situation. She's not in your cool because she's not as viable as these three legends, but she's not as bad as these two. or anyone else going in mid, but she's on the edge of your mid and going at the bottom of your cool. So I've put her in here just because if she had that slight buff, like she got a buff this season, but if she got more of a buff, she should be in your cool. Also, now I feel for Ultimanes, she's had such a bad nerf this season. But if you're still an Ultimane, you like you have my respect, and Ulta's still viable. Which, and for that reason, I'm putting her above Wraith. She's going to the top of the Your Cool section. Ultimanes are, I want to say, if you main alter in season 29, you're either a pro player or a bronze. Because silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, and pred players use her to the best of her ability. Same with pros, but pros use her so much better than all of them. But if you're bronze, you just run and spam your Q any way you can, trying to place it. You put your ult in such a horrible position, and you don't. If you have a caustic, you don't pair it with your caustic barrels. New legend Axel. Axel is broken. I'm going to put her in S tier, but this doesn't. I'm going to put her above Maggie. But this doesn't mean I like you. I like you lot. Now, if you are on PC, you are picking her double jump every day of the week. You don't read her ability, like her ability, a perk ability section. You pick left, left every day of the week. If you're on Rolly, you are a Zen user or a Titan user because you need because you go off her tactical just to kill someone and try and one clip them. You are annoying and don't you don't like people. Bloodhound, I'm sorry, but Bloodhound's going down here. If you are maining Bloodhound like in season 29 and you've literally only you started the game in like season 15 and up, you I don't why you maining Bloodhound? If you've mained Bloodhound from pre-season to season 14, you have my respect. But if you are maining Bloodhound from season 15 to season 29, why? Like if you started the game, why? Bloodhound is one of them legends that has not had a buff in years, but you still figure out a way to say that Bloodhound is one of the best legends. You are either probably a pub stomper kill grinding, or you are a rookie to silver player. Crypto, let's move on. Crypto. Crypto's one of them legends I still think is viable. He is going in the same section as Octane. I think just above him though. Only because I feel like a good crypto player is just amazing and uses him offensively and defensive. But a bad crypto player will place his drone down, EMP, hurt himself, and just sit there while his drone gets destroyed. He comes out of invis in front of a full team and dies. Crypto has been one of them legends that has come up from being terrible to being absolutely goated to them being mid. But he's still a good legend to have in plat and gold. If you you are really you are intelligent if you main crypto. Like you're one of the most intelligent Apex players of all time. You coordinate your drone with your teammates' pushes. and you coordinate it with endgame zones, you're just an intelligent Apex player. Valk. You see, Valk going into the God section are right above Maggie. She is valuable, but this season she's not as viable on any of the two maps that I'm going to name. Well, one map in particular, Kings Canyon. There's too many open areas, not enough buildings. Unless the end zone is at like Relic or Containment or Capacitor. Like she or Cage. They're the only four POIs she's actually good at. Because you're not going to, if you're like in a fight in mid zone, like middle of nowhere, you're not going to be able to all out quick enough unless you have the level 3 perk. Like if you're in a fight and you have your ult at blue, you're going to get chased down. They're going to hear you when you get on your ult, and when you start getting launched, because it's that slow, the Valk will just get beamed. But I feel for Valk mains, they've been through a lot. They've been through nerfs, they've been through buffs, they've been through a time when she wasn't even that good. They've been through a time when she was OP. But now I feel like she's really balanced to where she doesn't need a buff or a nerf. Um, and like you guys are really cool. You can be toxic at times. You can be really nice at times. You've got the Valk players that are really bad at the game. That main them just because they've seen like the host player over the years. They've seen Preds player and stuff like that. So like, but I honestly think she deserves one of the top spots. Don't think she's as good as Axel, nor as worse as Maggie, but she is solidified into God tier. Oh, say okay. So there's there's actually four spaces I could put for say. I could put him in your mid, average, noob, or apex AI. But Say's a good legend. The few Say mains that have been maining him since season 10 to now are gods. Like they find a way to just get around anything. They find a way to like push anything. So I mean, but it's just them bad Apex players who bring him down a bit. So I'm just gonna put him in average. But he is a really good legend because I'm going off how good the legend is this season and how the players are with that legend. So that's why I've put Bang in God instead of God because I know if I was doing a normal Apex tier list, Bang will be in God. But because of how the players are, she's in God. Vantage this season is a good legend. Let's be fair. But the way some people use her really offensively, especially this season when she gets the 2x canted sight. And some people use her too passive to the point where you like if you're playing ranked and you have advantage on your team, you're duo pushing of trio and your advantage is all the way in like um terraformer while you're in quarantine. So for that I'm going to put her in average. No, not in average. In you're cool. Sorry. But she is going to go like below horizon. She would be here, but because of how some of the players play, she's here. Sparrow. Is there anything really needed to say about Sparrow other than he's a good legend? You see, I would put him up here, but just the way people play him is horrible. You've got the Preds who play him extremely well, use his double jump offensively, mid fight, how like winning a 1v3 just because of his double jump. His ult is disgusting in buildings. Like it can destroy traps with it. Um, you can use his tactical to get re survey beacons from across the map if you like trajectory is right with it. But the bad Sparrow players just bring the good players down with them, bro. And that's why he's going above Crypto. No, above Rev actually. I feel like Bang players are still better than Sparrow players, but if like these two, if I was doing a normal tier list, Sparrow will be above Bang. Gibby, is there anything to say about Gibby mains? Honestly, they're all really good with Gibby. You've got the odd few that are bad with Gibby, but you've got like honestly, Gibby's such a good legend, but no one uses him to the best of his ability. So that's the reason he's going into the top of your cool. If people used him to the best of his ability, it'd be like here, like above Sparrow. But he's here. Just because Gibby mains don't use him to the best of his ability. You've got the bad Gibby mains, which there's only a small amount of them. Because like the good Gibby mains, literally the only people who really main Gibby are Preds to Plat 2 players. So let's be fair, you're rarely seeing a bad Gibby. Now Lifeline is one of them legends that it's like she was amazing, but she fell off because Gibby got the buff. Newcastle's just broken. Um, Conduit's got her huge buff, which makes her broken. Like, I feel like Lifeline now is literally probably the worst support legend in the game. You're either a Lifeline main who's literally played her from the start of the game or season 5. And for that, she's going in your mid, but the top of your mid. Just because, if not, she would be here. Like the reason she's here is she's probably the worst support legend in the game at the moment. Conduit was worse than her until she got the buff this season. Newcastle has been busted since he's come out. The Loba buffs that she got a couple seasons ago, she's not been nerfed since. And need I say more about Mirage? And obviously you've got Gibby, who's just better than Lifeline. Obviously Newcastle's much better than Lifeline. You can walk when resin, so it's just nothing much to say. Like yeah, you can fight when resin with Lifeline, but she don't have a shield for that anymore. Unless you throw down a roll and res. But let's be fair, who's wasting an ultimate just for one res? Um, but I don't have anything to say about Lifeline mains except like there's actually the only bad ones are in Rookie or Bronze. That's it. Mirage mains. You play the game because it's fun. Let's be fair. You play the game. You literally play Mirage because he's such a funny legend. But he's so good. And most Mirage mains don't use him to the best of his abilities. And that's why I'm putting him in good, but at the bottom of good. Like, if they used him to the best of his abilities, he'd be up here. But he's all the way down here. Now, Loba is in the same situation as Gibby, except that all Loba mains use her to the best of her ability. Unless you're bronze and obviously rookie. But I'd put her literally right in front of Alta. Just because she's a support legend. You can't go wrong with a support legend this season. It's like having triple support back in the day, like from back in the day. It's double support meta with a alt Axel, or it's an Axel, Conduit, and Valk meta. There's no in between. There's nothing I can say about lob mains unless like they love to troll their randoms or friends with closing the shop when they're literally only just entering it. They can easily just get away from anything. Like they are probably one of the biggest rats ever. Newcastle mains. Okay, You see, people are gonna yell at me for this. Like in the comments, people are gonna yell at me and stuff like that. But I honestly think Newcastle is better than Maggie. But because of how the pick rates look, it's only Preds, Masters, and Diamonds using Newcastle. But for that, I'm going to put him above Maggie. Preds, Diamonds, and Pred, Master, and Diamonds always use him to the best of his ability, and that's why he's in God tier. He's been in Pro League for so long. You can't argue with me on that. He's been broken since he's come out. He's just a God tier legend. Conduit, there's no doubt. Actually, no. I feel like she's the best legend this season. I honestly feel like if you're playing with someone and you have an Axel and a Conduit together, if you didn't have a Conduit on your team when playing Axel, you're cooked, bro. Like you need a Conduit if you're playing Axel. Conduit mains have been dying for a buff ever since she's come out. She's one of them legends that has been not cared for since she's come out. And now this season, she's just busted until she gets a nerf again. Caustic mains. Caustic mains just love. Okay, okay. Sorry, chat. Sorry, chat. Sorry, my headset turned off for some reason. But yeah, no, I'm putting Caustic here just because the good Caustic mains always know how to use him, but it's just the bad Caustic mains that bring him down, and he's such a good legend. I'm sorry to all Caustic mains that are good. Watson, you're up here. I feel like you're below like these four legends. You're so good. The good ones are either movement demons, play her offensively, put her ult down for cover, and the bad ones just writing buildings. But I don't get one. She's got either going here or going here. Rampart mains. I feel like Rampart's such a mid legend. Let's be fair. She would be top of mid, but the bad Rampart mains bring her to here. Just because it's the exact same as Caustic. The good Rampart mains use her offensively, but the bad ones they just rat with Caustics on their team. It's either always Watson, Caustic, Rampart as soon as you pick Rampart. Catalyst players. Okay, so one thing you need to know about Catalyst, she's still a good legend. Cat is still a good legend, but nobody uses her to the best of her abilities, unless you are a Catalyst main. Now there's bad Catalyst mains out there, but there's insane Catalyst mains, and for that reason, I am putting Catalyst above Wraith but below Altar. It's until Bloodhound gets a huge buff, they're staying in there. But yeah, that's my tier list for this season. and what your main says about you. Um, Let me know what you'd change. This is just my opinion. Let me know what you'd change in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.